Right now, as you watch this, there is a place on Earth where the nearest human beings are not on the ground at all. They're above it, orbiting at 5 miles per second, looking down from the International Space Station. Because at this exact spot, the closest land is so impossibly far away that when the station passes overhead, the astronauts inside it are the nearest people for more than 1,000 miles in every direction. There are no islands here, no ship's lanes, no flights overhead. It is the single most remote point in all of Earth's oceans. A place we only found because one man asked a computer a strange question. This is Point Nemo, and it might be the loneliest place in the world. Pull back from any coastline, out past the shipping routes, past the last scattered islands, into the vast emptiness of the South Pacific Ocean, and you'll eventually arrive at a precise set of coordinates: 48 degrees south, 123 degrees west. There is nothing here to see, no marker, no buoy, just gray water rolling to the horizon in every direction. And yet, this featureless patch of ocean has a name that fits it perfectly. It's called Point Nemo, after Captain Nemo, the brooding sea captain from Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And the name is a quiet joke, because Nemo is Latin. It means no one, the point that belongs to no one. It's a fitting title for the most isolated place our planet's oceans have to offer. Here's the strange part. For all of human history, nobody knew exactly where the most remote point in the ocean was. We had mapped the coastlines, charted the currents, named the islands, but no one had ever pinned down the precise spot that was farthest from all of them. Then, in 1992, a survey engineer named Hervoye Lucatella decided to find it. Lucatella wasn't an explorer. He never set foot anywhere near the South Pacific. He was a geodesist, someone who measures the exact shape of the Earth, and he had helped build a piece of software for solving geometry problems on a globe. To show off what it could do, he gave it one of the hardest questions you can ask a map. Find me the point in the ocean that is as far as possible from any land at all. The computer searched the curved surface of the planet, testing the distance from millions of points to the nearest scrap of dry land, hunting for the one spot where that distance reached its absolute maximum. And it found it, right here. A place no human had marked, calculated into existence by a machine. The most remote place on Earth wasn't discovered by a ship. It was discovered by math. So just how far is far? From Point Nemo, the 3 nearest pieces of land are each about 1,670 miles away, roughly 2,700 kilometers, and they are not friendly, welcoming shores. They are some of the most isolated specks of land on the planet in their own right. To the north lies a tiny coral islet called Pandora, part of Ducie Island, itself one of the loneliest outposts of the Pitcairn Islands, where the descendants of the Bounty mutineers once hid from the world. To the northeast, Motu Nui, a small rocky island just off the coast of Easter Island, Rapa Nui, already famous as one of the remotest inhabited places on Earth, home to the Great Stone Heads. And to the south, Maher Island, an uninhabited speck of rock near the coast of Antarctica, locked in ice at the bottom of the world. Pitcairn, Easter Island, Antarctica. When those are your nearest neighbors, and they're each more than 1,600 miles away, you are truly, profoundly alone. To put that distance in human terms, the people who get closest to Point Nemo aren't sailors at all. As we said at the start, when the International Space Station passes overhead, just 250 miles up, those astronauts become the nearest human beings to this spot anywhere. Not on the sea, above it. You might imagine that a place this untouched by humans would be teeming with life. A hidden paradise, thick with fish. It's the opposite. Point Nemo sits near the center of something called the South Pacific Gyre, a vast, slow, rotating whirlpool of ocean currents thousands of miles across. And that rotation does something strange. It walls this region off. Most ocean life depends on nutrients, and a lot of those nutrients wash off the land or rise up from the seafloor. But out here, there is no land for over 1,000 miles to feed the water. The spinning gyre keeps richer, colder currents out. The sun beats down on a sealed-off pool of water that nothing replenishes. The result is one of the most lifeless stretches of ocean on the entire planet. Scientists who have sailed through it describe a biological desert, clear, blue, beautiful, and almost empty. So little lives in the water above that the sea floor below is one of the least disturbed places on Earth, which, as it turns out, makes Point Nemo perfect for one very particular purpose. When a satellite or a space station reaches the end of its life, it doesn't just vanish, it has to come down. And bringing something that large back through the atmosphere is dangerous. Most of it burns up, but chunks survive, slamming into the surface at hundreds of miles an hour. You do not want that happening over a city. So space agencies need a target, a place on Earth as far from people as it is physically possible to get. They need the point that belongs to no one. Point Nemo has become the world's spacecraft cemetery. Hundreds of spacecraft now rest on the seabed here. Old cargo ships, spent rocket stages, decommissioned satellites, guided down to this empty patch of ocean on purpose. The most famous resident is Mir. In March 2001, Russia's legendary space station, the largest object ever brought back from orbit at the time, blazed across the sky and came to rest beneath these waves. And the cemetery is about to receive its largest arrival yet. The International Space Station, the one whose crew sometimes counts as Point Nemo's nearest neighbors, is scheduled to be retired around the year 2031. NASA has hired SpaceX to build a special vehicle whose only job is to guide the station down one final time to this exact spot. The place where the nearest humans were once astronauts will one day become the grave of the very station they lived on. There's one more story this lonely ocean has to tell. In 1997, scientists at America's National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration were listening to the South Pacific through underwater microphones, hydrophones, when they picked up something they couldn't explain. It was a sound, a deep, rising, almost organic whoop, so powerful that it was heard by sensors more than 3,000 miles apart. They nicknamed it the Bloop. Nothing known could obviously make a noise that loud across that much ocean. And the imagination ran wild. The Bloop seemed to come from the South Pacific, not far in the grand scheme of things from Point Nemo. And here's an eerie coincidence. Decades earlier, the horror writer H.P. Lovecraft had set his sunken monster city of the dead, R'lyeh, home of the great creature Cthulhu, in almost exactly this part of the ocean. A fictional sea monster sleeping in the loneliest waters on Earth, and now a mysterious sound rising from near the same spot. It was irresistible, but it wasn't a monster. As Noé kept listening over the following years, moving their sensors closer to Antarctica, they heard the same sound again and again, and they matched it to its real source. The Bloop was ice. It was the sound of a colossal iceberg cracking and breaking apart against the Antarctic coast, a cryosysm, an icequake booming through the water. The loneliest ocean on Earth doesn't hold a sleeping god, but for a few years it let us wonder. We've mapped almost everything now. Satellites watch every coastline. There are very few corners of this planet left that no one has touched, no one has settled, no one has claimed. Point Nemo is one of them, a place defined entirely by absence, the farthest you can get from all of us, a point so remote we use it as the doorstep between Earth and space. No one lives there. No one ever will. And maybe there's something strangely comforting in that. That even now, even mapped and measured and named, the planet still keeps one spot reserved for no one at all. I'm glad you came all the way out here with me. If you enjoyed this journey to the margins of the map, subscribe, because next time we're going somewhere even stranger. A town split so perfectly in half that you can change countries by stepping over the line in a cafe. Thanks for watching.